Hey everybody, it's Christy, Semi-Crafty Librarian. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Really excited about our semi-crafty craft here today because it truly is super, super easy and I think really, really cute. So this is what a finished craft is going to look like. Hope everybody is doing okay, by the way, out there on this election day. So what you're going to need for your supplies are an old shirt that you don't want because you're going to cut this up. And I happen to use sort of what I thought were fallish colors. I didn't have shirts at home, so I actually bought these two shirts at the thrift store. They were really cheap, probably cheaper than going to buy fabric for this project. So if you don't have a shirt you want to cut up, you can get one pretty cheap at the thrift store. We're going to need scissors, maybe a little green felt or some green paper, pencil, some rubber bands, some craft glue that I have in here. If you don't have craft glue, dilute a little bit of school glue. That should work too. Some sort of string yarn you could use, and a paintbrush. And now I have these little pipe cleaners. I'll show you what I'm going to do with them, but you could also use your pencil if you don't have pipe cleaners. So how do you get all of this stuff to end up looking like these cute, lovely little pumpkins? Okay. Oh, and you need some fluffy stuff to stuff your pumpkin. It doesn't have to be this. It could be whatever you want. Okay, so let's hope this works here. All right. We're going to cut the sleeve of our shirt. I'm going to put my glasses on. Okay, so first step, you're just going to cut the sleeve off your shirt. All right. And then you're going to cut the cuff off the bottom. So you end up with like a rectangle piece of fabric. Now this has this little thing here, so we'll see what we need to do about that in a minute. Okay, so once you cut that, you're going to turn it inside out. And then you're going to take your string or your yarn and you're going to cut a couple lengths a little bit longer than your shirt. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Cut the loops. I'm going to cut the loops. I'm going to tie the bottom in a knot. Double knot it so that it's extra secure if you want. Okay, then you're going to run it back into your shirt. And run it so the strings hang out the narrow side. My shirt's a little soft, so it's sticking here. Okay, so basically you've got your strings coming out the bottom. You've got your knot up here by the tall end, and then you're going to take it and kind of gather up the end of the shirt with the knot sticking out. And you just kind of want to gather it up because it's going to close off the bottom of your pumpkin. Okay, then you're going to take your rubber band and you're just going to simply rubber band it secure. Okay, so then you're going to take your shirt and you're going to turn it right side back out. And you have like a little enclosed pouch looking thing. So then you're going to put your stuffing in. You could use all sorts of different things for stuffing. You could even use the rest of your shirt if you wanted to, but get creative because I know not everybody has the stuffing laying around. Make it as full as you want. Let's just see what happens if we cram this whole thing in here. We'll have a nice round pumpkin. Okay, so then you're going to take your little strings. Now I only did 4, you could do more, but you're going to pull them fairly tight into your hand, and it's kind of make the little grooves on a pumpkin, like you'd see on a pumpkin, right? So you're going to go like that, kind of work it so you've got the shape that you want. And I'm kind of trying to work it so my stem right here is going to be centered like this. Okay, so I'm going to pull a little tighter to make those little grooves. Get this little string over on this side. Okay, so, and you can kind of rearrange them once you get the rubber band on too. Okay, so you're going to use your other rubber band and you're going to close off the top. And it looks like, honestly, we could have filled it a little bit more too, but I think this will work fine. Okay, so now you've got your round little pumpkin shape. If you want to pull the strings a little tighter, you can. Kind of like the way that looks. Okay, now you've got this big tall part right here. I think I'm going to trim this down a little bit. I don't want it this tall. This is really actually what's going to make your stem. All right, so you're going to take your string again. You're going to start at the bottom and you're going to work your string all the way up that fabric piece. Now I have my glue gun on. You can use a little glue to secure the end if you want. And this takes a little bit of finagling too, because you want to both cover up the rubber band down at the bottom, and you want to be able to cover up the fabric as you work your string up the stem here. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly do this so you guys get the gist. And I don't want to go too far up these little stringy things here, so I'm actually going to take my string and go over the little dangly pieces like that. Okay, now I'm going to take it and work it up the rest of the way like so. Until I get to the top, or until it kind of looks as tall as you want the stem to look. I'm just going to go ahead and take it all the way to the top. You want to make sure you're getting the fabric underneath, so you can kind of see where I missed a little bit of the fabric there. Just go back over it like that. Okay, actually I think that's enough. I don't want it too tall. I think that's going to look funny. So I'm going to cut it off right there. Now I have hot glue here. I'm just going to dab a little glue and secure it. You could use your craft glue, and if you did that, you might just want to use your clamp to clamp it down so that it stays secure. Okay, and I'm going to need a little more glue right here. I'm going to use my stick here to smush it down. Okay, and I'm just going to trim off the little top right here, like so. Now you can see it poking out there, and if you wanted to take some more of your string to cover that up, you could. Okay, now what are we going to do with these little dangly parts here? So get you a grocery bag, a Ziploc bag, poke a little hole in the bottom, put your pumpkin in, and this is to kind of protect the fabric and cover it up. You're going to pull your little strings through. You pull your stem through gently. So you have a nice protective covering for your pumpkin. Okay, get your little strings out of there. Now, these are going to be like the little stringy things you see on a pumpkin, right? So for this one, you'll notice that I unraveled a few of them So I think it looks kind of cool just to take these and unravel them a little bit so they look kind of frayed. And you can trim them if you want to trim them. And then if you want to make the real curly looking tendrils that you'd see on a pumpkin, this is where you're going to use your Mod Podge or your craft glue. Okay, so let me undo this one a little bit. Now this is the messy part. So for those of you who don't want to get your hands messy, get a pair of gloves. I'm going to end up getting my hands real messy. I can guarantee it. Okay, so that's good. Okay, now, so you're going to take a little bit of your craft glue. You're going to saturate your string. And I'm going to try real hard not to get my hands dirty because I don't really want to get my hands dirty right now. So I'm just going to go like this. Now, there is a trick to knowing about how much that you want to use. You don't want too much, but you need enough. Thank you, Miss Jessica. And you're going to take your pipe cleaner and you're just going to twirl your thing, your dangly string here around your pipe cleaner and let it dry. Okay. Now, like I said, you can use your pencil, but I don't want to mess up my pencil. So let's leave that one there. Let's do this one. It's going to take longer than we have today to dry. So give it about 5 minutes. You don't want it to end up sticking to your pipe cleaner or your pencil or whatever you're using. So you want to give it just enough time to make a nice curly cue. And you can see that this one, I probably could have given it a little more time, but it has a nice curl to it. Okay, so there's that. And you can do the rest of them, or you can unravel the rest of them. Now, you're going to want to use some of your green paper or your green felt and cut out some leaves. Now, I happen to have just noticed these earlier, this jagged edge of this little pair of scissors. So I'm just going to make a leaf using these scissors here. If you want to get real technical, make a leaf that looks like a real pumpkin leaf, please do, but I kind of like the way that looks. And let's use this other one here and let's make another one. You can draw your outline of your leaf on your paper if you want, but I'm just going to quickly do this. And pumpkin leaves are actually pretty large, so I think this will be okay though. Okay, now, so these need a little longer to dry, but because we don't have all afternoon to wait and watch this dry, I'm just going to go ahead and take these off. You can kind of see they curled a little bit, but the longer you leave it on, obviously, the more curly it's going to be. You're going to take your bag off of your pumpkin and attach your leaves. So again, I've got a glue gun. I'm just going to use hot glue, but you could use regular glue too. Just going to put a little bit right here like that. And then, I don't know, where should we put our second one? Let's maybe just put it right here like that. And it's hot. Be careful with your hot glue. And there you have it. Super cute little pumpkin. Easy to make. Really actually pretty inexpensive craft to make. And so what I did with this little one too, I had a little extra length of my sleeve when I cut it, and I just did the same thing with a little bit of fabric that I had left. Obviously this is too little, but you don't even have to waste like your whole shirt. You could make two out of one sleeve. So there you have it. Super cute, easy little fall November craft. Hope you give it a try and have a great rest of your day. And until next week, I'll see you later. Bye.